Intro music.
And hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome to the first video and audio podcast of Wed to the Dread.
Welcome.
Welcome. Well, this took many takes to get us to this first try, and I think this one's going to stick. I'm liking it. I like the feeling.
Well, first of all, to introduce ourselves,
Yes.
I'm Leah.
And
This is my husband.
I'm Joe. Nice to meet you. The famous host of the American Social Fabric podcast.
Yeah. So if you don't know, Joe has his own podcast called American Social Fabric. We were previously recording some spooky state series where it was ghost stories from each state. I kind of took over his podcast as he graciously promoted me to co-host now.
Yes.
But this is a continuation from that. We wanted to have an avenue to together share our spooky tales, explore spooky and haunted things, while still maintaining the American Social Fabric podcast for Joe and his avenue for his history stuff. So definitely go and take a listen and subscribe if you haven't already to that channel. But we're excited to have you on this one.
Yeah. So I think we will take all of the Spooky State series episodes from the American Social Fabric channel, move them over here, and then people can listen to those. They're audio only. This is our first video thing we're doing. I know you can't tell based on our excellent set design and lighting skills, but this is our first time on camera. So hopefully it's not too bad.
Yeah,
People
it'll
enjoy it.
only get better from here. Just
Yeah.
keep that in mind.
But moving forward, we want to not only be able to do the Spooky State series, but a lot of our family have cool stories. Family's friends have cool stories. So we would like to have a channel dedicated to being able to bring them in and listen to their stories. I think it'd be cool. And we continue to tell each other our own stories.
Ooh, yeah.
Yes. So
Exciting
Welcome.
stuff.
exciting stuff.
We did it.
We're excited
here.
to do this. Yes. We've been talking about it for a while, and it just takes a while to figure out what you want to do. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot. It was
Yeah.
much more than I anticipated. I mean, clearly we don't super have it figured out yet. But things like the lighting, you handled all the equipment. We didn't know what to do for set design. We had a new audio mixer where we went the whole 9 yards. So we'll see how this turns out. But I think we're at a good first step.
Yeah, it's fun to learning a new skill, like mixing audio that you record somewhere with video that you record somewhere else. It's all new skills. It's always fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A
I'm
good
excited.
Labor Day weekend activity for us.
Yes, definitely. So with that, we've introduced ourselves to you now. So this is going to be a quick one this week, I think, because we're just learning all this stuff. We spent a lot of time this weekend setting up. So we're just going to talk about our favorite ghost tours. We thought we'd cover our top 2 each that we've done, because every time we travel somewhere, we like to do the ghost tour of that city, learn a little bit more about it, and a little more about their spooky tales. But you get so much good information in them.
Yeah. And I was thinking, what would I want to watch if I was watching someone's first ever, podcast, first ever filmed activity?
Yes.
And so I was like, what should be the theme? What's something that we've done that can talk a little bit about us and our experiences, but stay within the spooky haunted theme? And I was like, I don't know, let's rank all the ghost tours we've been on. That's something that we really love doing, is everywhere
Yes.
we travel, we definitely go to the ghost tour. Sometimes we go to the ghost tour more than once in the same location. For some we're frequent flyers
Yeah.
on some of these. But I think that we've gone to enough where we can have a little bit of an opinion on what our favorites are, what we like, don't like about tours, give some recommendations to our listeners and our viewers.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of the agenda item. I think in general, this podcast is going to be very freeform.
Yeah,
I know
chatting.
that. Yeah.
That's a fun part about the audio ones that we did together, is just, I don't know, you get to catch up, get to joke, laugh,
Yeah.
make dumb jokes.
We're really
We're
funny.
We're hilarious. As
every funny person says.
Everybody who ever tells a good joke. Hold on, guys. I got a good one.
You're going to laugh at this
You're
one.
going to laugh. Everyone wait. Quiet. You're going to laugh. I promise.
But yeah, it's going to be fun. We might change topics all the time. Definitely want to continue the Spooky State series.
Yes.
I already did my research this week for what was going to be the Arkansas episode. So I am prepared for next week. And I think we're going to post probably every 2 weeks as a good cadence.
I think we'll stick with that.
Yeah. So good. 2 weeks from now. Yeah, we'll continue with that Spooky State series. But for now, do you want to talk a little bit about our experiences when we travel in our ghost tours?
Yes. So we've been on quite a few, like you said, a couple, sometimes more than one time in the same city.
Yeah.
Bisbee, Arizona being the prime example.
Yeah.
At least twice there. Has it been 3 times?
I think we've done at least twice. And also, as we're doing introductions, Bisbee is the name of one of our dogs.
Yes.
She's laying somewhere over there.
Yeah.
She's a chocolate lab. If you hear any barking or woofing, it's her or her sister, Kona.
You got the city themes going on.
Yeah. Kona's a city. Bisbee's a city. But Bisbee and their ghost towns. I mean, in their ghost tours, excuse me. Love them.
I do love them. But yeah, we've done Bisbee, San Diego, Chicago. You've done New Orleans.
Yeah.
We've done them in LA at like the Queen Mary, Mackinac. So we've been all over.
What's so fun is they are all over.
Everywhere.
Like you wouldn't think of some of these cities being haunted or being known for their paranormal activity, but pretty much every city that we've been to offers a ghost tour, so we go.
Yeah.
Interesting though, we have not been on a ghost tour in our local town.
Oh, that's true.
Maybe we'll do that and report back on another episode.
Yes. So by the end of the year, we should try and hit Tucson.
Yeah.
And Jerome.
Yes,
Jerome,
love
Arizona,
Jerome.
which is an old mining town in Arizona. It's very cool. It's up on a hill, looks out over a valley. A lot of old mining equipment and an old hospital that I think is pretty famous. But
it is.
That's a topic for maybe another time. A lot of ghosts there.
Yeah.
Confirmed ghosts.
Okay, do you want to start? Do you want me to start? I have 3.
Oh, how dare you.
Sorry. I know that we were supposed.
Right,
the assignment was, what is your favorite ghost tour? And we'll talk about that.
Betrayed by my own wife.
I did 3. I love them so much. I couldn't choose.
All right, well,
so I can start if you want me to start, and then we can go back and forth.
Yeah, so you go first.
Oh.
And I'll go, and then that way we end
Okay.
you.
So my third favorite ghost tour was in San Diego.
Okay.
A place that we frequently visit, but only have done the ghost tour once, I think.
Yes.
It is in the Gaslamp district. If you're not familiar, that's like the downtown fun area.
All the bars and restaurants, the crowd. Sorry to jump in. That was the most like unique crowd experience for a ghost, because it was like a ghost tour where you're like kind of like winding your way through a crowd, like you're at a concert venue. It's very different.
But it's like an active downtown.
Yes.
And it's
very cool.
Like the people on the ghost tour are in the minority. So it's like you're just like shuffling through an active downtown scene, because it's obviously at night and the bars are open and the music's playing.
Yep.
And we're just like navigating through it with this like ghost tour. But anyways, the reason why it's number 3 on my list out of all the ones that we've done is because on that trip, we had Kona with us.
That's true.
Kona is our 6-year-old like pit lab. No, she's not a lab. She's
a little lab in there. It's like 1 or 2%, I think.
I don't know why I said that.
She's a lab.
Pit boxer.
Her paperwork and our old landlord, as far as they were concerned, she was a lab.
Yeah. If True Panion is listening, our dog insurance, she is a Labrador Retriever mix. I just want that to be super clear.
So the papers say.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, we brought her on that trip, and the ghost tour was dog friendly.
That's the only time I think we've had dogs on a ghost tour.
I know, but like, why not?
It was also like the most crowded people too, which kind of made it weird.
But she did so good. She is an angel. She is perfection. Let me just go on and on about how much I love Kona.
Is there anything else that happened on that trip that might have been exciting?
I don't know. Honestly, when I look back at that trip, I really just remember Kona being there.
Oh, okay. That's it.
I don't remember any other eventful things happening on that trip. now that I think
Nothing
back.
related to engagements, weddings,
Engagements?
giant
No.
giant diamond rings.
Ooh, you know what? I don't think so.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe just by chance, maybe perhaps. But
No, I don't think there was an engagement on that trip. I'm pretty sure it
okay,
was just
the ghost.
Kona's first time to the beach.
Yes, that was the most important thing.
Right.
Okay.
Okay. Anyways, back to the ghost tour. It was so fun. They were so accommodating with her. She's obviously a really good dog, so that helped.
Allegedly.
But it was okay. But it was just so fun to experience that with her.
Yeah,
You
it's
know what
cool.
I mean? And the areas that we had to go like inside a building, they were willing to like, let us alternate. They were very accommodating and it was
Mm-hmm.
very fun, and they advertised it as dog friendly, and that was really fun that we were able to do that with her.
It was very cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I think the thing that really stuck out to me was just usually these ghost tours, it's you're walking around at night with people, there's cars and stuff, but there's not like crowds of people. And like you said, you're in like the small minority of these people doing some sort of tour where you're trying to like listen to something because it was just music and loud people. But the ghost tour did a good job, or the tour guide did a good job.
It was great.
Yeah, it was cool. Saw a lot of stuff, and you learn a lot of stuff about the city you never would. Like the history of San Diego, how it got built up over time. Visited the baseball field where the Padres play. Remember that?
Oh my God.
They
I
might have
don't.
ended there. I don't know if it ended there or not, but it was very cool. Regardless,
Yeah, it was great.
enjoyed it. Yep.
Shout out to all of the hosts for all of these ghost tours.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we called out this San Diego guy being particularly great, but really all of them are so unique. It is such a vibe, like the hosts.
Yeah.
And
wrote
they
it
can
down.
really like make or break an experience. I've heard others, like friends and family who have gone on other ghost tours where they
Mm-hmm.
had not good hosts, which is a bummer.
Yeah.
But all of ours have been amazing. They're all quirky. They're all fun. They all love it, you know? So shout out to them.
Yeah. Yeah. We got lucky. We never had a bad one.
Yeah.
But yeah, other family members, I think, I don't know if it was in like Boston or Minnesota or something, but I remember one in particular kind of, it was like,
Yeah.
It was interesting, but not entertaining, which is what you really go for.
Right.
There's some spooky stories.
But I want to hear you have two? You have one? Or do you have?
I have two.
Okay, let's hear your number two.
Okay. My number two is Chicago. Yes. I really like Chicago.
You know what?
What's that?
I like Chicago too. That was also my
Oh.
number two.
Okay. So we
We both said
it'll
Chicago,
be a
I
collective
guess.
for,
But it was good. Tell me
was
why
really
you
good.
liked it, and then I'll tell you why I liked it.
okay. First of all, I love the city of Chicago. It was great experience overall. We did a long road trip around kind of the Midwest area.
We drove all the way from Arizona
Yeah.
to Michigan and back, and this was part of that trip.
Yes, we stopped in Chicago and did all the museums. What are they even called there? There's two museums we did, an aquarium.
The museums in Chicago.
Yeah, there's like the big
It was Shed
engineering,
Aquarium,
Shed
Museum
Aquarium.
of Science and Industry,
and then
Field Museum.
Field Museum. That was
There's a lot of museums.
the dinosaur bones.
Yeah, Sue is
Yeah,
there.
Sue's there. Yep. But Chicago is just a fun city.
It
was
is.
very cool. The energy was good. It was like a 3 or 5 story Starbucks. Yeah, it was cool.
Oh, the Starbucks Reserve
Yeah,
Roastery.
the Roastery Reserve.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chicago. We love Chicago.
But everyone's always so negative about it, but we had such a good time there. The river, is it a Riverwalk? Yeah, the Riverwalk.
Yeah.
It was really cool. There was a lot of stuff going on. It was exciting. There was restaurants, people out and about. It was fun. We had a blast. And that was in 2021?
Yes, 2021.
Yeah, 2021 we were there. And the ghost tour, I think it was called actually, it was like Ghosts and Gangsters or
I think
something
so.
like that.
That's what I wrote down. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of classic like mob gangster tales from like Prohibition era, mixed with ghost stories, mixed with history of the city itself, which a lot, they all are that way. But Chicago has such a rich history. You learned about like the World's Fair, you learned about Prohibition, you learned about ghosts, you learned about big tragic events that happened there that kind of shaped safety regulations of all things. Like it's cool, and the guide was all again great. But
Yeah.
I think my favorite part of it was just, I don't know if it's a great way to say it, but like just being in the city and just walking around all these cool, historic, huge buildings. We just like, coming from Tucson, that's really exciting.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
that was honestly going to be the same reason why it was my number 2. It was not just about the ghost experience. I like the gangster aspect to it, but there were like a lot of very famous places that we went to.
Yes.
Like we got to see like the H.H. Holmes like murder house or whatever it's
Yep.
called, which is like, crazy. And it's like, that's the building right there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was so cool to see that. We also got to go inside of a lot of places, which was really nice too, to see the
Yes.
architecture and kind of set the mood for what the haunting of that particular place is. So I just liked it all around. It was really fun. It was really informational, very historic, and just all around a good time.
Yeah, we went to one hotel in particular that it was just beautiful on the inside. I think it's really famous. I'm just blanking on the name.
I know,
don't know
me
if you've
too.
thought about it. Big ornate inside.
Well,
Yeah.
We'll
We'll put a
put
picture
it-
in and the
yeah.
name right now.
oh yeah, that's
That one. Oh,
that one.
yeah.
It's the hotel.
Excellent. They'll never see it. You never see the cut.
Yeah, but it was really fun. And it was fun because it was also kind of the first time that we were experiencing the new world post-COVID.
Yeah.
We obviously were still masking at that time on the tour itself, but it was just nice to kind of be around other humans again.
Doing those kind of just natural things, fun things,
yeah.
outdoor.
Yeah,
Yep.
but a lot of spooky stuff.
Yeah.
The H.H. Holmes stuff was like really crazy, and the World's Fair stuff was
Yeah.
really crazy.
Yes.
Anyways, good time. I'm glad that we both had that on our number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was a fun tour on a fun trip.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about your number 1?
Yes. It also comes from that trip. Apparently, we did a lot of ghost tours on this trip.
I mean, it was a long trip. We we started obviously here in Arizona, and then we just like booked it to Michigan.
Well, we had to get there by a certain date.
Yeah.
For
So
a
we just
family
like
event.
booked it to Michigan. But then after that family event, we had some time to go visit Mackinac. We had some time to go visit Traverse City. We went to Chicago, obviously. On our way back, we stopped and went to like New Mexico, Santa Fe. And so we did a lot of really fun things on that trip. So tell us where your other one was.
So my number 1 is Mackinac Island.
Oh, that was a good one.
It was a good one. For those of you who don't know what Mackinac Island is, it's a small island in the Great Lakes, kind of like the northeast part of Michigan. There's a huge famous, like the Mackinac Bridge that goes, I think, from like Maine, Michigan, up to the UP in Michigan. And there's an island that kind of sits right off the coast there called Mackinac Island. It's a pretty famous island, has one particular landmark that I'll mention, but there's been people there for a long time, so the history is very rich. I mean, before obviously, colonial, like French and British empires were there. There was Native American tribes there that used the island for fishing, and it was really prominent in their religion. I think it's where they said that the world began for them was on the island there. So it eventually was taken over by the French, and then to the British, then to the Americans, and then beginning around the Civil War is really when tourism picked up there. So it's been a tourist hotspot for like 160 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Because it's so, I mean, obviously it's very touristy, but it's like so cute.
Yes.
Touristy. There are no cars
Which
on
makes
the island, which is so awesome.
so you bike everywhere.
And just like shops, everything is pedestrian or by horse
Yep.
or by bike. It's
Bike or
really,
horse, really. Those are the two options.
It's a really, really cool place.
Yep, I love the island. I've been going there since I was a kid. I'm from Michigan, and I used to go there with my family, and then the summer camp that I used to go to would go there as well.
Oh my gosh,
as
that's
like
so
our
fun.
outing. We would go get fudge and stuff.
Ooh, the fudge on Mackinac. Oh
Yep.
my God.
They're famous for their fudge. Everything there now also has like a lot of fried whitefish. So it's like, fish and chips kind of meal is big
Yeah.
there.
But tell us about the haunting.
Anyway, so yeah, the ghost tour was very fun. So there's a big famous hotel on the island called the Grand Hotel. It's known as like the longest continuous like wooden patio that's used in movies and some really famous movies.
If it's so like you can't picture it, you should
Yeah.
definitely go Google image search
Yeah.
like what this place
We'll
looks
put
like.
a picture up here from us there.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, it's a video. Okay.
Yeah.
But it looks like a ship,
It's like being on like an old cruise ship on land.
like on land.
It's very strange.
It has this beautiful long deck. Sorry,
Yeah.
deck. That's as if it was like on the side of a ship.
And you like look out over, like off the cliffs, off the hills into the Great Lakes. And
Yeah.
It's just,
Here's a picture of that view.
yes. It's wonderful. But we stayed there, and that itself is haunted.
Mm-hmm.
So it has its own ghost stories. You stay in like classic rooms. Everything's kind of classic. And after certain hours, you're supposed to be wearing a suit. So they like to keep it
Yeah.
historical. We didn't experience any ghosts there. At least I didn't. But that
I
was
did
part
not.
of the stories themselves. And then the ghost tour, there was an old fort that the British built on the island. And there was some battles there between Revolutionary War soldiers and I think in the War of 1812. So there was multiple, I think at least 2 battles there between British and U.S.
At
over
least, yeah.
one of the wars. So there's some military history, there's settler history, Native American history, just the history of people going there for relaxation for over 140 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, because like the hotel we just mentioned was finished in 1887. So that alone has been around for a long time. But yeah, so you kind of wander through old streets where there's been homes for, over 100 years. Military bases have been there for hundreds of years. And it really all just gets woven together in this ghost tour where you're hearing experiences and stories about ghosts over decades or, centuries. So I like the variety from the ghost stories.
Mm-hmm.
There was a lot of different ones, everything from like stories. I think there was one about someone who was like the way it works is people go there for the summer, they live on the island for the summer or near the island, and then they go home for the winters because it's too cold to really stay there. So you have like this culture where people come and live there. So you have the stories arising out of those people who are like seasonal workers. You have the soldiers' stories, from the military history about, soldiers who have never left, things like that. And then during this whole period, you're walking around this gorgeous island, just grass and trees
It's
and
so pretty.
perfect weather. We were there in late September. I think it was like
Perfect time to go.
70s during
Yeah.
the day. And then, at night was like a light sweater. So it was just perfect weather, beautiful old Victorian homes in Victorian buildings, and maybe Georgian. I don't know. I'm not an architect, but old style houses
Old
and
pretty
buildings.
homes.
Old pretty homes, yes. And this is me my one thing that I was thinking about it, and I was like, oh, I didn't realize I appreciated that until I thought back, and that is how easy it was to walk around, not just because it was like grass or whatever, because there was no cars and there was no like
So
crowds.
nice.
So it was like you had like this whole island to yourself once it got dark because everyone would they were either in a bar or they were at their B&B or whatever it may be. So you had this whole historical place to basically to yourself.
Well, and that's what
And it
we
was safe.
did. Yeah, it was safe. Because you can only get there by ferry.
Yes, yeah.
There's
you
no
have to get there by
planes
ferry.
or anything. I mean, maybe for like the super rich. There's like a private airfield.
There's like a private airfield,
Yeah,
but
but
not
anyways,
like-
realistically you can't get there anywhere except
Yep.
for ferrying. So that's what we did. Is we rented bikes and just like biked the whole island. So we would bike along the coast. We biked to the graveyard.
Yep.
We bike through the middle of the island, saw the airfield, saw the fort. Like you just can explore this whole place on your own, and
Yep.
everyone there is also a tourist. So everyone else is interested in the same things that you're interested in. Very, very fun environment.
Yeah, but it's like the polar opposite of San Diego. 'Cause there's
Yeah.
no crowds because nobody's there. Not like Chicago where you're like worried about traffic and cars. So you just felt really safe and you were able to really just enjoy it. And it was very rich, and it was history that went all the way back to the Revolutionary War, which made it very interesting for me.
Yeah.
So that was my
a good
number one. Yeah.
That's a good pick.
Yep.
My number one is a very, very famous place, but one of the best ghost tours I've ever been on was at the Queen Mary.
Oh, yep. That was great.
So, so good. The Queen Mary,
That's
if you don't
beautiful.
know, is a ship. Right now, it's located in Long Beach.
Yes. Long
right?
Beach. Yep.
Yeah. So it was originally like a cruise ship, think like Titanic style. It was actually a White Star Line cruise ship, which
Yes.
is the same like company that did the Titanic ship. So visualize that. But it was also, I just have like some little history about the Queen Mary that I wanted to share. It was super fast. It went, the trips that it would make, it could go from England to New York in 4 days.
Wow, that's
Which
actually
at
really
that
quick.
time was like super wicked fast. And so the reason why it's haunted is because in World War II, they turned it into a military ship. So because it was so super fast. So they like painted the whole thing gray and they're like, this is now a military transport ship. We're going to transport troops. And it could transport like 15,000 troops traveling at like 30 knots. It was like wicked, wicked fast. And so they called it the Gray Ghost.
The Gray Ghost.
I love that name. I think it's so cool. It's so spooky. The Gray Ghost. Oh my God, ghost ship.
And the whole vibe of the ship it's like you're on the Titanic.
Yeah. Oh my
It's
God,
just-
it's so fun. But this was like, the whole point was that it could avoid the U-boats. I'm now realizing as we're having this podcast that I talk with my hands a lot. I mean,
That's good.
it's a not. Sorry. I'm just going to sign language the whole thing for you. Sorry about that. Okay. But kind of fun fact, Hitler was offering $250K to anyone who could sink it.
Is that still open? Is that still
Probably
an open,
not.
offer by the German government?
I don't think so.
Okay, I just thought maybe.
Sorry.
Okay.
But like that's a cool like fun fact that this was super fast. It was transporting a lot of people. Very cool. But there was an incident during World War II where like it accidentally collided with another smaller boat that was supposed to be weaving and bobbing and distracting like the U-boats or something.
A destroyer, like a guider.
Yeah. Anyways, well, unfortunately, because they're traveling like so freaking fast, they like smack into this other smaller boat, and 338 soldiers died.
I don't remember it being that crazy, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's been wow.
Crazy. The problem was after they hit them, they were traveling so fast because the ship is so fast they couldn't stop. So they didn't stop to turn around and like get anyone. So everyone just died.
Jeez.
Anyways, and a lot of those people died because they got sucked up into the propeller of the Gray Ghost.
Ooh,
Yeah, yikes.
that's the way to go.
Which is something that you can visit on this ghost tour. So spooky. We'll put in a picture here of that propeller. It is so creepy and so eerie. It was very crazy to see it in person. You like look down. It's a ship, so it's obviously like already really spooky. But you go down and you look down at the propeller and it's there in the water. So creepy. But anyways, that was really good. I loved the history that came along with the tour. The tour guide was obviously great. I liked that you could go into the innards of the ship and see where events took place. You know what I mean? Like this is the engine room and you're in there and you can imagine what the heat was like in there, kind of thing. You can
All the noise.
you can walk through and feel how claustrophobic it would have felt to work in there. I think on board there's 49 recorded deaths.
Okay.
These were either like soldiers that passed during World War II, guests of the cruise ship earlier to that. Obviously, there were some tragic events that I could have a whole episode
Yes.
on.
Maybe we will one day.
I think we should, because I also have some personal ghost stories to share from there.
Yes, you had an experience on the ghost tour.
I
Or
did.
not during the ghost tour, but when we were wandering around the ship
Yeah.
after or before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So stay tuned if you want to hear that one. We'll
Yes.
put that on another episode. But I don't know. I just thought that the vibe was so cool. It was, sorry. I hit the mic.
Oh.
We're learning. Okay. We're learning. This is
Didn't even notice.
my first time using this mic. Are you recording?
We are recording. I was looking for, it's one of those like effects that I could put in.
Wait, yeah, hold on. How about now?
You hear it?
I don't hear it.
Oh, it's too quiet. Oh no. Here, 1 second.
Wait, do it again.
There we go.
Okay, now comes the time of the podcast where we just kind of play with everything. Like, I think this one is my favorite voice. Nope. That's not my favorite voice.
You want the monster voice?
Yeah, do it.
The monster voice.
Can you hear it?
I can hear me talking like that.
Well, how do you make it so I can monster?
I don't know.
That's not fair. You never figured it out? Okay. I don't know if we're going to keep this in or cut this. So I don't know if we need to clap or not.
No, we're leaving it in. People love this content.
Apologies for all of this. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, I love the Grey Ghost. I love the Queen Mary. It's super spooky. It has the best vibes. We're also maybe we can have another episode about that. We're big ship people.
We like ships, which is surprising.
Not
I
like
didn't
we
grow up as a ship guy,
cruise.
but-
Like
Yeah,
we don't
but-
go on cruise.
Chica's far too seasick to get on an actual boat.
Yeah.
But the Great Lakes are a bit much. for her
Talking
stomach.
about that trip to Chicago, that
Yeah.
little ferry ride in Lake Michigan was not the vibe.
Yeah.
Anyways, but like historical ships,
You love
aircraft
boat tours.
carriers, battleships, submarines, like we go on them a lot. So
Yes.
maybe we could have an episode where we talk about the stories and the hauntings of all of those either events
Mm-hmm.
or,
Bringing it full circle to boats.
yeah.
Today's the date that they signed the end of World War II.
Oh, we were on that boat.
We were on that boat. We have pictures. Put it
Yeah.
here of the USS Missouri on our honeymoon in Oahu.
Yeah.
But in Tokyo Harbor on that boat today. some
September
years ago.
2nd?
Yep,
Of the filming of this?
1945.
That
Yep.
was a few years ago now.
Yeah.
So full circle, I don't think Hitler is still offering that.
I'll look into it.
Okay.
I'm gonna write a letter to what's his prime minister, president? I think President Schultz of Germany.
Okay, I think we've lost
He's
everyone.
the president.
Again, this is why we decided to distinguish between the
Schultz?
American Social Fabric podcast and the Spooky Ghost one.
Everyone likes a good German.
reference. Oh my god.
Be serious. This is a serious topic.
No, this is where we get to have fun, Joe. Your
Okay.
podcast is the serious one. We've lost all of our viewers at this point, let's be
That's true.
honest.
Is it Schultz? Let me look now.
Okay, while
You can
he is
talk.
looking up whether it's Schultz, just want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for bearing with us during this exciting mess of a first podcast ever. They will only get better from here, I promise. If you are a new listener, welcome. If you are our friends and family, which you most likely are, hello, we love you. Give us any feedback, though, in the comments about what you liked, what you disliked. We welcome thoughtful criticism as we continue to make this better.
Yes,
And did you find out whether it was Schultz?
it's Chancellor Schultz.
Chancellor.
Yes, that is his title
Okay.
since 2021.
Since 2021.
That's a good end, I think. Ending on the German Chancellor.
Couldn't
Ghost
couldn't
Podcast.
have guessed that one.
No.
But here we are. I was just signing off and telling everyone thank you.
Thank you for
Did you-
watching. If you made it this long, it has been approximately 30 minutes.
Oh, that's not so bad.
No, it's good. Our audio ones have been going longer when we're actually telling ghost stories. So
Hopefully you stick around for that and my wife changing my voice.
I don't know what you're talking about.
anyway, thank you, everybody.
Thanks, guys. And don't forget to stay spooky.
Stay spooky. Goodbye.